Kiddo.
All right, we're about to go live.
You got me backstage?
I don't see. Oh, don't see. Yeah, hold on. Hello, everybody that's chiming in. We're about to get ready to go live here. Just a moment. With this, want to welcome you to the all new Our Community Conversations that's going on right here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Uh, as y'all can see, we're here. Hold on. Give everybody a chance to chime in. We're giving everybody a minute to chime in and then we'll get started. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And this is for everyone that's in our group. Okay, Facebook users say good afternoon. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining in with us. Thank you for coming in. And we're going to see, can we give a few more people opportunity to chime in with us right quick. We're starting a whole new format, and our program is now called our program now is called Our Community Conversations, and we want everybody to join us right here on the program. I know it's different; it's something different than we normally do, but hey, we have to do what we have to do. We do have Mike on with us. Mike, how you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, Daryl. How about you?
Great, man. We're live. I see people chiming in. They're chiming in. So I guess the question is, can Mike, can we share this to our regular pages and stuff now, or is it just this group?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I really truly can't see right now how we can share it. It just takes more time because
Are you seeing it
when
on YouTube? Hey, Lala, I want to say hello to you.
when I'm looking at it on let's see if I can find the live feed.
So far, we got Betty Hopkins. Good afternoon, Daniel Van Horn. How you doing, sir? Lala, how you doing? Thank you. We got 7, 8 people joined in so far, and we're gonna do as usual. We're gonna do um, our normal routine where we will also do the COVID update and do our prayer and all of that. So we have a private program right now or private group, and hey, we want to
Yeah,
thank everybody
I
that's
can't really see how we can share it. When I'm looking at it on Facebook to try to share it, it won't allow me
okay.
to share it.
It just it's just private. It's just
But
private. I got it set for private, and I'm gonna keep it set for private. I don't think we're having a problem. If they want to be a part of the program, they will, either check it out on YouTube or on this, become a member of this organization that we have going on right here. I want to say hello to everybody once again. We hadn't got our COVID update yet, but we will in the next few minutes. So hopefully, just hold your horses right there. Join us for a quick prayer, everybody. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to come in our new program, Our Community Conversations. We want to thank you for blessing us, blessing our families, continuing watching over us. We want to say thank you, Lord, for all you've done, going to do, and have done. Heavenly Father, we want to continue to watch over all our essential workers, all our firemen and police officers. Continue with blessing our government officials, our presidents, our governors, all the way down to our mayors and city council people, Heavenly Father. any political position they hold right now. Right now, we're praying for everyone that's on this program and their family that they continue to have health and strength. Heavenly Father, we ask that you continue to watch over all our teachers and guide our students and touch the children right now. Heavenly Father, continue to watch over our elderly that's in the nursing home. We're asking for your healing hand to go into the hospital and heal those. And we say a special prayer for the bereavement families right now, those that are going through the loss of a loved one. Heavenly Father, we love you, we praise you, we give you all the glory. In your Son, Jesus Christ's name, we pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen, guys. How y'all? Hey, let's take a quick commercial break. I don't think Veronica's made it yet. And we're going to be right back. And we will get our see where our guest is at. And we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All righty. We're going to try it right now.
Bubba Love Car Wash and Detail. Looking for a dependable car wash and detail that will take care of your needs with great service? Bubba Love is your place. Located next to Crips and Style Cuts at 3500 MLK Jr. Boulevard, Tuscaloosa. Whoa, slow it down. Let me talk to you. If you're ready to ride clean, just pull up on the scene. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Tuesday, $5 off for seniors. And if you're a college student with ID, you get the same. Look at there. Clean. Come on by and let Bubba Love lay hands on your ride. My.
Get your event jumping with Caroline Shines and Impulse Band. Impulse Band has been together for over 7 years, and they haven't missed a beat yet. The band has and will play in various venues and doesn't mind traveling to you. Being led by Alabama Blues Hall of Famer herself, Mrs. Caroline Shine. Impulse has opened up for Bobby Rush, L.J. Eccles, Tank, Fantasia, Calvin Richardson, just to name a few. The Impulse Band will surely fit your need for entertainment. Dial 205-887-6859 or 205-887-5026. Or you can just email them at shinesbrightly@yahoo.com. Caroline Shines and Impulse, the band made just for you.
Hello? Hey, Rick. I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother? I went down to Thomas Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie. And I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday. Oh, all I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Fly, fly, fly. Scoochie. Huh? I drink till I'm
Fellas, head on down to New Generation Barber Shop, right off of 2600 McFarland Boulevard East, Suite C. Go ahead and get you a fly cut from my boy Fred Brown. You can hit him up at 205-292 4995. Also, Sam Brown at 205-722-8506. And how can I forget about my boy Amp the Barber? Hit him up at 205-561-7473. Check him out, y'all.
Take a pick, I might as well. Hell, drop the top and take a selfie.
You shopping at a goddamn number 2 pencil.
For over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious catfish, pan trout, hot wings, coleslaw, hush puppies, and don't forget about those made-to-order French fries. Whether it's your snack time, lunchtime, or dinner time, give the guys a call over at Catfish Heaven at 205-752-7222, or you can make your order online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com. So head on over to Catfish Heaven at 2502 21st Street. See you there.
Head on down to Archibald and Woodrow, some of the best barbecue in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, y'all. Right off of 4125 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa, Alabama 35405. You can hit them up at 205-331-4858. Also, you can find them at their other location, 1211 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Northport, Alabama 35476, 205-345-6861.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Welcome back. We're here at Community Conversation with my good friend Mike Wilson with Soundproof Radio and Soundproof TV. Mike, tell them how can they sound in on Soundproof Radio and Soundproof TV.
Go to your iOS or your Google Play Store, download the Live 365 app. Once you download that Live 365 app, go to the search bar and type in Soundproof Radio 106.1. They get you on with us on the radio side of Soundproof Radio. Check us out on the the TV side. Just go to YouTube, type in Soundproof Radio 106.1, and that'll get you on with us on YouTube. You also can type in the name of this new podcast, and that'll take directly to the show on YouTube.
Okay. Now, people that want to watch this program as we talk right now, it is public on your YouTube page. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So all you have to do, those that want to watch the program through you publicly, you can go to the Sound Booth YouTube page and you can see us live right there on Sound Booth Radio. Well, I want to thank my good friend Veronica Taylor for bringing us up to date with our COVID update. And let's see. Okay, we'll do the COVID update and then we'll do the disclaimer that she posted for us. I thank you. Okay, DCA system internal count as of 3:37 p.m. 5 or fewer inpatients within the DCA system are positive for COVID-19. 5 or fewer inpatients positive for COVID-19 being treated in ICU. And no patients are positive for COVID-19 on ventilators. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. So thank you. Non-profit educational or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. So we like that disclaimer, and we do not hold accountable for anyone's opinion or views while they're on this program. It does not represent us as professionals, the hosts, commentators, or any of the people that's on this program. It's just the opinion of the people that wants to call in on the program. So I figure I'll start saying that a little bit also. Might kind of give a little disclaimer that way. People won't say anything. We got a Veronica on with us real quick.
Days. Hey, Daryl, we do have Pastor Evans on the line with us. Bishop Evans, on the line with us.
Okay. we do have Bishop Evans on with us. Hold 1 second. We got Veronica on. Veronica, you want to say something right quick before we get into the interview?
Oh no, I wasn't sure you was on because it didn't send me the notification. So I had to come in. I got off a little late today. So I came in and I just put it up, but I also put the copyright disclaimer on it. So I don't know if you might want to use that disclaimer.
I do. I appreciate it. Send it to me in my inbox. We did read it, and we thank you. And you can just hold. I know you be getting out late sometime.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah,
I don't know if they didn't put on it didn't give us notification also, Daryl. So
I need to change
you might have to
something.
go on our notifications to make sure that you want to see us when we come on, to set your notification to turn us on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and they're set. Mine's set for all notifications, not for highlighted or friends. It's set for all, and I didn't get it. And I checked a couple of times, so
Okay.
I know what was going on. I just decided to go ahead and attach that copyright to the C19.
Okay. I will do that, and want to speak to Bridget Drew Nelson. Thank you for chiming in. Kathy Davis, thank you for chiming in this night. Barbara Bates, Betty Hopkins, all of you all, thank you for chiming in right now on the program. On the Community Conversations, we do have our very own Pastor Bishop David E. Evans Sr. How you doing, Pastor?
Man, I love that pastor part. Y'all can disregard the bishop part, and I'm great. I'll just call me David to be fine with me. How you doing, sir?
Great. Thank you for coming on tonight. I know you got a busy night tonight already, but you got a big opening coming up on tomorrow, April 22nd. But before we get to that point, Bishop, let's go back to the first Greater Faith and Victory. Used to be which is now used to be McKinstry Hall. And in what year was that? 2002?
My son is 17, so that'd be 2010. 4.
Okay.
2004.
Okay. And you went from there to Alberta City.
Yes, sir. We purchased the former Alberta United Methodist Church that was in Alberta.
And unfortunately, April 27, 2011.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately. I would probably say fortunately, simply because even though it was a storm, it was transition for us. We don't count it as tragedy. A lot of people don't know we had an investor that was funding that project for us, and the investor allowed the insurance to lapse. And so when the storm hit us, we were caught without insurance. But we were trying to close on some property next door to the church, May the 1st, and we didn't have the money to close. And we did a Jericho walk that Sunday before the storm, and shouted and claimed the property. Well, when the storm hit us, we had in the closure clause of the contract for the property that if the owner took the insurance money of the property, if something happened to it, that they would have to deduct it from the cost of the sale. Well, the insurance check superseded the contract cost, and we got that property next door to the church for free. Not only did we get that property for free, our investor didn't want anything to do with the property, so he gave us a reduced price. And so a lot of people don't know that. We didn't share that with a lot of people. So we don't count it as tragedy. We count it as transition. God answered our prayer because we wanted the property and definitely wanted to be able to own what we had.
Yeah, he'll do it for you, won't he?
Yeah.
He done it.
If you can take the criticism, you can make it, man. So we just held tight, and we understood what God was doing, and that's all that counted with us.
Now let's move down to Moundville.
That was definitely a blessing to have a brand new facility, as well as you're owning your own church. That's a good thing, a very good thing.
I appreciate that. A lot of people, we don't talk about ownership and we don't put a lot back into what we're trying to do. Great Faith is 17, going on 18 years old. And I mean, I've never had a pastoral salary. We've always put the money back in. We've never had a large congregation, but we understood what it meant to occupy until he come, which means to do the work of a banker, a barter, or a trader. So we understood what ownership means, buying property. And it came from, I guess, some wisdom that was given to me that God is not creating no more land. There's no more land to be created by God. And so if we, the body of Christ, do not begin to own and occupy land, we're going to be left out, locked out of the city, forced to the outskirts. And so it's important that we, not just the church, but people own land. You got to buy property. He's not creating anymore.
That's correct. There's no more land to be created that I know of. Let's move down to Malvern now, Pastor, where you're presently located, and tell the audience a little bit about what happened again for a transition.
Yeah, it was transition. We were displaced because of the tornado. We did 8 years of portable church in the Bobby Miller Center, setting up and breaking down. We had all that we needed in the trailer, and every Sunday for 8 years, we tabernacled like the children of Israel. Each individual in their expertise, stuff what they jobs, stuff, whatever they were assigned to. And while we were there, I don't know how the gentleman found me, but a gentleman named by Bruce Barrett called me and asked me, did I believe in anointing oil? And I said, I do. He says, well, I've anointed some land and God told me to sell it to you. And I said, well, I'm not large enough. My church is not large enough to go to a bank. We just don't have the numbers. And if you ask me what my membership is, Daryl, I'll tell you, it's 40. I've got 40 people that I count on, and that's my church. Now, I'm not saying that's what's in attendance, but that's my church. And so Bruce Barrett financed our first 4.5 acres. We paid him every month, and when we paid it off, we used it to leverage against the next 4.5 acres. And we paid that off. He financed that because according to the numbers and the algorithms that bank used to fund projects, we didn't have it. But what we did have, Daryl, was God and the people faithful in their giving. And so we ended up with 9 acres debt free. And so when we got ready to build on those 9 acres, they were talking about a road expansion because of the codes and all of that. Well, I couldn't afford the road expansion. And one day during prayer on the land, God told me to turn right, and I went another block into Moundville, and it was the former St. Gregory Orthodox Church, which was the former Shelton State Fire College. We bought that. They were asking $270 something. We got it for $125,000. So not only now do we have the 9 acres, we're getting ready to purchase another 4 acres that house this fire college. We were renovating. We were excited about it. It was small, but it was ours. And March 17th last year, while I'm in Gulf Shores with my son, the tornado again hit us. And this time we didn't have an investor. It was me, the church. We had the policy. And when it hit us, we were able to pay it off, not only pay it off, pay the land off. And when we paid it off, the lender was so amazed that we paid it off and didn't try to close up shop and take the money. He was willing to fund this next project. He didn't want us to be homeless. And so not only do we have the 9 acres, that building got destroyed. And so we end up building in front of that. We didn't even have to use the 9 acres. We still own the 9 acres debt-free, 40 people now owning over 13 acres of land. And so we end up paying off the properties, and they end up funding a $1.7 million project, 40 people. And out of that, we only end up financing 1.3 because we raised the rest of it, the difference.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's God. That's God. That's just God. And I'll be honest with you, no building fund. We haven't had a building fund. Didn't fry chicken. Didn't sell ice cream. We were faithful over the monies that people trusted me with. One of the reasons you see me posting things is a level of transparency. People don't mind giving if they can see what they're giving.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's absolutely correct.
They don't mind. They don't mind their generosity. People want you, but they got to see it. Nehemiah said that the people had a mind to work. It's not church that gets people moving. It's the work. If they can see the work, if they can see you feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, giving sight to the blind, the money is no issue because they're going to give it. But they got to see it. You got some churches have building costs for 20 years and they didn't even change the curtains.
You said something right there now.
They haven't even changed the curtains. So yeah, that's what we did, and that's what we're doing. And again, the testimony is 40 people, man, and putting the money back in, investing in people. You gotta invest in people. You gotta invest in the community. It was a time where the church was the nucleus of the community. All the information in the 60s during the civil rights was disseminated from the church, and the people came to church and got that information and went back out, and it transformed their communities. And now the church is not the nucleus. Some churches was to pack up and leave. The community wouldn't even know they were gone because they don't invest in the people.
That is so right, sir. So how do we get the church back to being the nucleus of our community? We are right now having such a hard time on our communities right now, and a lot of people are saying that you got to have the church involved. How do we get the church involved?
No, I'll be honest with you. If the pastors are going to be responsible for everything that's good, then they need to be responsible for everything that's bad. It starts from the pulpit. It's the gospel of Jesus Christ. Not some sermon that's going to emotionalize people, but the gospel that gives us identity of who we are, regardless of our color. And that's when Jesus came and he went against all types of civil ordinances that disenfranchised and disconnected people from society. The woman with the issue of blood, they normally preach and holler about her medical condition, but we forget the fact that her medical condition had her colonized, that she was no longer allowed in society. The lepers were no longer allowed in society. And when you had these illnesses for a long term, the preachers were allowed to disenfranchise you, and you have to see them to get back into society. This is that community. And here comes Jesus, and he's healing the sick, raising the dead, and the preachers, who were the establishments then, the Pharisees and Sadducees, were upset that this man is coming and he's doing what they could not get done. If you want to transform the community, we have to start preaching the gospel and not preach things to emotionalize, holler, and scream and shout, and the people leave out and still don't know that it's the power that's on the inside of them that can make them come and destroy any policy that wishes to disenfranchise them and keep them from moving forward. That's what we got to do.
You said a huge amount of information right then. And Mike, that was a good question. Some churches, I think, is disconnected from the community. And what Pastor said was, if the doors were closed, would the community know they even was there anymore? That's a good statement too.
Yeah, I truthfully believe that what you said right there is right on. I look at some churches that are in struggling neighborhoods. The church look beautiful, but the neighborhood that the church is in is struggling. So you can't be, to me, and that's just to me. I don't know if you're even investing back into the neighborhood that your church is located in, if everything around you is falling apart, and everything that you own is spectacular.
Yeah, it's supposed to that flow is supposed to start from the altar. When we got down here in Moundville, there was a building project that had went bellied up. The first thing we did, we prayed that that building project, the subdivision, would come back up so it would provide homes for people to buy and get kids in a nurturing environment for education. As soon as we did that, that building project came back up. And this is what I'm saying, that if we're going to operate in that power, the power of God, which is no other greater power than that, then when we say things, it comes to pass. When God spoke and said, let there be, the Holy Spirit was present, God's word was present, and things became in existence. And if we got that power, if the church is claiming that power, then don't tell me about the white man stopping me, because that's a lie. The white man can't stop the power of God. And don't tell me that you can't stop drugs from being sold in your community. That's a lie. Because when you start preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ and people get that word on the inside, they're going to go back and they're going to take authority and dominion over those communities. And watch this. We won't be fighting the police, but we'll be working with them to clean up our communities.
Mm-hmm. Pastor, Bishop Evan,
Brother David, just call me Brother David. I'm at that place. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I appreciate the respect, but it's just so much foolishness that's going on with titles. People have titles and they don't have a towel. Jesus had a towel and washed the disciples' feet. He didn't worry about a title. We got more people with titles now and won't even speak to folk on Sunday morning. So it's just Brother David for now, man. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, Brother David, I appreciate that, and I still want to show you as much respect. I'm respecting everything that you're saying right this very moment. I'm moved. I'm a person that is really into our youth in our communities right now. And we were actually going to do a show called Teen Summit, where we were going to explore why our youth are leaving the church or not going to church as they used to. What is your take on that? Why do you think our youth are not attending?
Well, I think that we fail to transcend with the youth, and I think that when you have youth that have more technology in their hand than you have in your church, how are you going to obtain and hold their attention for 50 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to be honest with you. How are you going to hold their attention when their phone is louder than the sound system you have in your church?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we have children that are sitting in front of computers every day. They're rubbing their heads in collegiate hallways. They are attentive. They are educated. They're studious, and they're looking to take notes. And then they get to your church and they don't even understand what you're saying. Do you not know when I went to church and used to do the hymns? Hey, Charles, I thought they were saying the vows. A-E-I-O-U. I thought they were saying the vows.
Yes, sir.
We sing a song talking about serving this present age. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right. How are we serving this present age when we haven't even shifted with them? Hello?
Ooh, I'm listening.
We in listening mode.
Yeah, and then we're not transparent. See, we try to be perfect in front of them. I let people know. See, you don't have to go in my closet and look for my skeletons. I'm gonna lay the bones out and tell you what I did. But I'm gonna also tell you what God did. We try to put that we're perfect in front of them. We try to put that the preacher don't make mistakes, and we don't understand that the very box you put them in is the box you got to live in yourself. We still on, right?
Yes, sir.
If we're going to get them, then we have to be transparent with them. We have to be relative to them. And then this generation wants work. They want to feel like they're connected to something bigger than them. And so it can't be your choir. It can't be you singing 3 songs and doing 2 prayers. How are we going to make life better for where we are and for them?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At this particular moment in time, I really wish I had some of them young folks on.
Yeah,
Because
I get it. I get it. But there has to be a platform where we come down off our religious horse and we talk real talk from the pulpit, showing them and then providing these resources and then walking them through. Do you not understand that Moses had to leave Egypt and go back and face what he buried in the sand even before he walked them folk out the front gate? He was a murderer. He was a fugitive on the run. And he didn't want to go back because he knew that the people knew he buried a man in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And then we run them out of the church because they got arrested. We run them out of the church because she got pregnant. We run them out of the church because he was selling blunts. How you gonna clean the fish if you ain't caught it? Mm. Ooh.
that's, I mean, that's all I can say. Everything that you're saying right now is resonating with me. I would love to have you when we do have this team summit. It keeps getting pushed back because I'm having problems finding a lot of pastors that want to do it.
You ain't got to find. I'll come. I did something for Mind Change. They had a lock in, and see, I'm the person. I'm the individual that the children can't give me an excuse. I was raised in Detroit, Michigan. I got a brother right now doing double life in prison. I've been there. I've seen it. My mama raised all three of us on welfare. You understand? But you can't tell me that welfare was my destiny and my purpose. You can't tell me because my daddy was never there for me and my mama never got child support that God didn't have greater for me. Somebody just got to wake them up and tell them.
So when we and there, I'm not trying to take over.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm fine.
When we're talking about, especially this in our youth, because we keep talking about the violence and the drug situation that we have in our communities, and majority of it is centering around our youth at this particular moment in time. And of course, we have a lot of people saying, "Hey, well, the church needs to be involved." How do we get the church, or how do we get the pastors all on the same page to help the youth?
Well, I think the problem is you're trying to get all of them on the same page. You just got to get those that want to get on the same page and start with that. And I'll say this: we're mentioning pastors, but there's some great guys out there that got the word of God in their heart that do not pastor a church, that have been cut from the same cloth that we're trying to mold these kids out of. And Cassius Lanier is one who got the word of God in his heart. You got the guys that are out there on the street corners that understand. They've been in prison. They know what these kids are facing, and they got the word of God on their heart. And you got to understand, these kids, they know fake when they see it now.
Mm-hmm. They do. They really do.
You just ain't gonna bring Rev in front of them, and Rev got on a two-piece suit, and he want his hat cocked to the back, and he want to talk their language. They game recognized game. And so when you get guys like that, they're automatically on one accord. Stop looking for a bunch of pastors and find those that want to change lives. They got the word of God in their heart, and take it to the kids. And half of them ain't gonna come to your church. You gotta go to them. You gotta get every apparatus they got. You gotta go find them. You gotta find the right bait to bring them in. Stop looking for people to come inside the four walls. Let's knock these four walls down and go find them.
That's right. That's right. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, and see what happens is the pastors are looking for membership. They're looking for people to occupy seats. They're looking for people so the more people they have occupy seats, the more members they have, the more money they have, and at the same time, we're losing the next generation. If they don't understand that if you don't obtain and sustain the next generation, you ain't gonna have no church anyway.
And that's what happened to a lot of the small churches now. They had the elderly that was toting the boat, and after a while,
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, at one time Methodist was the bomb. At one time, Baptist was the bomb. But now you look at everybody has had their time, and most churches, those small churches, probably on one generation, maybe two generations, and they're going to be extinct.
Yes, sir.
And we can keep singing, we climbing the rough side of the mountain, but until we teach them that the Bible says I'm supposed to speak to the mountain, we're going to have a hard time.
This is right on time right here.
And I'm going to say this in closing. It ain't the color of our skin. Stop saying that. Because look at this. God, he created Adam from the dirt. He shaped it. I'm in the book now. He shaped it. Adam just stood there. Adam didn't say a word. Adam didn't name an animal. Adam wasn't even conscious until God breathed into his nostrils. That's right. So you mean to tell me then, it wasn't what he was made out of that made him who he was. It was what was on the inside of him. Martin Luther King got it right. Don't judge a man by the color of his skin, but the content of his character. It's what's on the inside of me that gives me my intellect, my knowledge, my ability to move and obtain and have dominion. It ain't my skin. And until we are taught that, we're going to keep playing the victim. Hello?
Yes, sir. I need to, because I don't want us to get too far ahead. And I got to make sure that everybody knows where your church is located. For all those who might want to come and visit you, I know my wife just said about a minute ago, we heading down there. So, and I'm sure we probably have some other people that's not familiar with where you're located. Would you like to tell everybody where you're located exactly so they can come and visit?
Yes, sir. I would love to welcome, and me and my wife would love to welcome, our church family would love to welcome anyone that would come to share with us. We're located at 16357 Highway 69 South. It's right on the brink of Moundville, just before you get to the blinking yellow light on the right-hand side where all the new construction is going on. We would love to have anyone. You don't have to dress up. You can wear shorts, you can wear sneakers, you can wear a dress, you can wear whatever you want to wear. We don't care if you come in smelling like cigarettes, because I promise you by the time the Lord finishes with you, you'll leave out not even wanting to do what you did when you came in. And we're just a bunch of people trying to love God. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like Paul. Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. If I stop following Christ, you stop following me. I'm not perfect. I tell anybody that. But I know my heart is after God. I know I want my life to be better, not just for me, but for my family and my community. And if that's what you want, and you want to help change the next generation and leave a legacy, then I want to serve. Not you serve me, but we serve together.
Pastor, we want you to remain on. We might have a few people want to ask questions, and then we'll talk about the building dedication that's going to take place on tomorrow and some upcoming events. So if you would just hold tight for a moment. I know you're busy, but it's getting very interesting that everybody now is people inboxing me. How can I get on? How can I get? Well, I'm trying to make it. So y'all just stay tuned. We'll figure something out. Mike, what's your YouTube channel? How they can chime in on your YouTube again?
Just tell them to go to Sound Booth Radio 106.1. Just type that into the search menu on YouTube, and it'll pull it up. It actually pull it up what we got going on right now.
Okay, and that's
or they can just type in the name of the show.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get them to understand. Sound Booth Radio 106.1.
Yes, sir.
And that'll get them on the what we're talking right now. So just we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Fly, fly, fly. Gucci, huh? I drink till I'm drunk.
Fellas, head on down to New Generation Barber Shop, right off of 2600 McFarland Boulevard East, Suite C. Go ahead and get you a fly cut from my boy Fred Brown. You can hit him up at 205-292-4995. Also Sam Brown at 205-722-8506. And how can I forget about my boy Amp the Barber? Hit him up at 205-561-7473. Check him out, y'all.
Take a pic, I might as well. Hell, drop the top and take a selfie.
You shopping at a goddamn number 2.
Bubba Love Car Wash and Detail. Looking for a dependable car wash and detail that will take care of your needs with great service? Bubba Love is your place. Located next to Crips and Style Cuts at 3500 MLK Jr. Boulevard, Tuscaloosa. Whoa, slow it down. Let me talk to you. If you're ready to ride clean, just pull up on the scene. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Tuesday, $5 off for seniors. And if you're a college student with ID, you get the same. Look at there. Clean. Come on by and let Bubba Love lay hands on your ride. My.
Hello? Hey, Rick. I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother?
I went down to Thomas Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie, and I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday. Oh, all I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Well, we're back here at McKinstry Banquet Hall and Soundbooth Radio 106.1. We're here on our very own program, Community Conversations, Tuscaloosa Community Conversations. We're here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we have on the program with us our very own Pastor David E. Evans of Greater Faith Church, located right here in Moundville, Alabama, 16357 Highway 69 South. And they will be having their ribbon cutting on on April the 22nd, right here in Moundville, Alabama, around 12 noon. Pastor, tell us a little bit more about what's going to take place on tomorrow, Friday, the ribbon cutting.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow we will have our ribbon cutting right out front. We're inviting the city of Moundville out, the delegates, people from the different municipalities, police chief, fire chief, and just all those individuals that kind of make up those different entities that help serve the community. And to be honest with you, the reason why we're doing it that way, I want Greater Faith Church, not while I'm just living, but long after I'm gone, to be a ministry that serves the community. Even our sanctuary, Daryl, where would be a normal sanctuary, we labeled it an auditorium, simply because we want, if the mayor wanted to have a town hall meeting, we want to be able to invite them in and invite the community in. So tomorrow we're cutting the ribbon on that. We're bringing all of those different leaders from different areas. Our councilwoman, Barbara Spencer, will be with us. And so we're going to cut it and celebrate together and do an open house, let them walk through and see the facility, and then hopefully be of some service. And I want to echo that as loud as I can, be of some service to this community and to this area. We're hoping, and I'm jumping a track here, we're hoping within the next year to put our community development center behind the facility, on the footprint of where the building got destroyed. Half of it will be a lecture hall. We'll offer ACT prep. A lot of my kids that want to go to school probably can't because they don't score high enough on the ACT. Well, we want to be a pipeline to house that GED program, and we're talking free. We're talking, my wife being a nurse practitioner, she wants to help nurses pass the NCLEX portion. And then the other side of that community center will be a medical center. She's always wanted to do rural area health, and more especially for our culture, to be able to have hands-on and eyes on the people that look like her as well as the community. So within the next year, we're going to be breaking ground on a medical center in this area, servicing. It's all about service. It's not about the pews. It's about service. What does the community need? Provide that need, and you'll be doing ministry.
Bishop, y'all got
that's a very beautiful thing that you guys are doing. I think, and I think that's some of the main questions that we've been asking when it comes down to community. And I'm speaking of Tuscaloosa, the views here in Tuscaloosa. Most of everything you just got through naming are some of the same things that we need right here in Tuscaloosa. How did you determine the need that community needed?
Every city has its demographics, and when you start looking at the demographics of the genetic makeup of that community, the education makeup, the occupational makeup, you begin to look at the poverty in those areas. And if you really called by God, you're called to raise the standard of living. Jesus raised the standard of living. God always wanted to lead his people to better. And so I was one kid who the counselor said, and my counselor said I wasn't smart enough to go to college. My mama never had the money. She thought she had to pay for the money out of her pocket. She's like, I ain't got no money for that, and we kept getting evicted. That everything that I did make, I ended up leaving, going to another school because we got evicted. So I ended up joining the military. I ended up passing the ASVAB, joining the Marines. And I kneue I couldn't go back to Detroit, so I kept joining and re-enlisting every year. I don't want that to happen to the next generation. Not only am I doing it for my kids, but every child is my child. Every kid is my kid. And if I can give them an opportunity to do and have a better life, not only for their parents, but for them, then I'm doing ministry. Ministry ain't just me giving 3 points in a poem and hollering and spitting on you at the end of a sermon. Ministry is finding a need, servicing that need, and turning it around.
Those of you who'd like to chime in with us and have questions for our Pastor David E. Evans Sr., you can call 310-6067 or 205-826-7661. That'll get you in contact with us here on Community Conversations right here. Once again, on tomorrow, April 22nd, Pastor David E. Evans and Greater Faith Church will be having their building dedication. And that's going to be located, the church is located at 16357 Highway 69 right here in Moundville, Alabama. Put it in your GPS and come on down. It's not that far from Tuscaloosa. Matter of fact, Moundville is 10 miles from Tuscaloosa, from line to line. If that far. I'm not really sure if it's that far, but please come on out. And this is going to start around 12 noon here in Moundville, Alabama, where Pastor David E. Evans is the pastor of this new, the rebuilt church. On on March 4th, you had land dedication, or was that? No, that wasn't this past week. What did you have Easter weekend, Pastor?
Yeah, well, we were supposed to have a community connection day for the children, but the rain, the inclement weather, kind of messed us up. But we will get back to it. We're gonna make it up to the kids. We're gonna have farm animals and all of that, and gaming truck and movies on the lawn. You're gonna see us do a lot of stuff outside on the campus of the facility, so that we can bring the kids in. And have those opportunities serving pizza and things of that nature. You won't see us selling hot dogs and hamburgers. We have people like yourself and like your family who's always been generous to our ministry, but we understand that through those people that have heart like that, we're able to do those things for the children and for families. And so we were going to do that, but we got John P. Key, who is my pastor. He'll be here April the 29th at right here. He's coming, and tickets on sale at Eventbrite, but he's coming to help us dedicate. And to be honest with you, when you talk about Moundville and the surrounding cities, bringing someone like him here, it's a blessing to them because a lot of them have never seen someone, a gospel artist. They watch him on TV, or they don't even want to travel to Tuscaloosa or even Birmingham to see it. So I'm happy about being able to bring some things to this area that they normally wouldn't be able to experience. We were going to have Marvin Sapp, but we lost communication through a medium that we were using to get him. But he will eventually come. Not just these names, but different resources and people to this area that will help them live a better life. So we're really excited about it.
And that's on April 29th, live concert with John P. Key. And once again, those tickets are available on Eventbrite. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Okay. What's going on Saturday? I think is Saturday is morning. Is it Morning Glory?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, Dale. Saturday at 9:00, and every Saturday we come in for an intercessory prayer. And we come in to pray for other churches and other pastors, and then we pray for our next day service. Well, this Saturday, because we're in a new facility, we're going to be kicking that off. And we brought four pastors from around the area. Pastor Linda English from Mobile, Juliet Marshall from Mobile, Victoria Calhoun from Selma, and Evangelist Gloria Christian from Nashville, Tennessee. And they're coming, converging on our campus, And we want to be an open campus. So even after Saturday, people that want to walk in off the street and sit in the sanctuary and pray can do so. Well, they're going to set that tone on Saturday for us. And we're asking those that, you know, you want to come with your family, you can sit in the atrium. We'll have technology where you'll be connected to the sanctuary. You don't have to go in. If you want to go in, you can. But we'll be praying and setting that tone for pastors and their resources. We want every church to succeed. I hope that what God has done with us is a testimony for other churches who do not have large membership. That if you are great stewards over what God trusts you with, if you're transparent, if you trust God and do right by the people, then God will do what He says He's going to do, and then also be a standard for the other churches that may have large congregations. You know, that they're challenged now to do more. There's no excuse now. That's right. Yeah, there's no excuse now, and we're praying for that. We're praying that we be a part of that. And I'm going to say this, and I probably lose some visitors on this. Please do not call us a black church. We're not just a black church. My voice is for the kingdom. I'm not limited to just speaking to black people. How can God speak through me and then I can only speak to one set of people? That's right. No, the voice that God has given me is a kingdom voice. And the churches should be a kingdom church. It doesn't matter what color you are. I think the problem also, too, let me say this one's for free, bro. I think the problem is that a lot of rooms that we talk about and we dog are the very rooms that we need to walk in for the resources.
I understand that. I really do. I really do.
I understand too. I really do. A lot of our language is divisive, and there's some people that don't look like you that are willing to help you if you need language. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. And I don't know if how do we reach people to let them know just that? Like there's a lot of people out there that's willing to give you and they call grants. And I'm just going to say they might be a white club or a white business. You would never look at them because like they ain't gonna give me nothing no way. Yeah, they actually might. Yeah, but it's because of your language. It's because it's some of the foolishness that we co-sign on. That they scrolled your Facebook page for 30 minutes and saw that you were co-signing on some foolishness that promoted separation and division among races. We have, and they understand the depravity. They want to be a part of it, but you're gonna have to come from a kingdom approach. Jesus came from a kingdom approach. He was Jewish, right? He was Jewish. Yes, but he never mentioned one time that he wanted his Jewish race above every other race. Ain't no race gonna let another race run them. Your first birth gives you your color, your race. Your second birth is your spirit. That's why he said you must be born again. That's right. If you want to think like me, your first birth ain't going to get it because your first birth is going to get you ostracized. But if you want to get access to some stuff that would not allow you to be ostracized, you're going to have to be born again. It's a mindset. And when we start thinking like that, talking like that, you'll be amazed of people that are not our color that are saying, okay, I want to help you help your people.
Once again, if you'd like to be a part of this program, this conversation, all you have to do is call 310-6067 or 826-7661. That'll get you on the program with us here on Community Conversations. Once again, we have our very own Pastor David E. Evans. He's the exclusive interview with tonight. He's the pastor of Greater Faith Church that's located in Moundville, Alabama, that was hit last year. I want to say it was 2021. Is that correct, Pastor?
Yes, sir.
And
March 17th.
March 17, 2021, his church was hit by the tornado that came through Hill County. And as he said, it was an opportunity that God created for them to transition to a new church right now, and they will be having building dedication on tomorrow, April 22nd, 2022, right here in Moundville, Alabama. And the church is located at 16357 Highway 69 South. Those who would like to go and find the location, you can inbox me, or you can just put it in your GPS, and it'll get you straight there. It's only a small ride from Tuscaloosa to Moundville. And once again, that address is 16357 Highway 69 South, 16357 Highway 69 South in Moundville, Alabama. They will be having a ribbon cutting on tomorrow, starting approximately at 12 noon. So if you get a chance, please go by and join. And then on Saturday, the 23rd, they will be having intercessory prayer services with Linda English and Victoria Caborn, Gloria Christian, and Juliet Marshall, okay. And they will be there on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And if you would like to join that. And on the 29th, April 29th, the last weekend of April here in 2022, the John P. Key will be performing, or live concert. I'm going to just say a live concert will be taking place at the Greater Faith Church. Pastor, you say you only have 40 members, but they're dedicated like 400.
That's right.
That's what it sounds like to me. Or you have dedicated members, and you might have 40 on roll, but the ones you have are dedicated and are making things happen. And once again, like you said earlier, if a church closes down tomorrow and the community don't realize that they're gone, did they really make an impact on the community? And that's what you want to do. You want to make an impact. You want Greater Faith to be an impact on the Moundville and surrounding areas, communities. And it's very inviting. What about church services? Will there be regular church services starting this coming Sunday?
Yes, sir. We're actually, because we've been inundated with so much technology, we are actually doing church service this Sunday, just to kind of get acclimated to what we've gotten installed. We will have an 11 a.m. service. The doors will be open. We welcome anyone to come. The grand opening is actually May the 1st, but this Sunday, 11 a.m., we're having church service. And then we invited the Oasis Church to do a 4 p.m. program for us this Sunday as well. And it's going to be an in-house celebration. I hadn't had time to celebrate my people. In other words, for 8 years, Daryl, these 40 people have been with me, believing God with me, giving every dollar, every nickel. Let me say this, and I hope some of them are listening. There's no doctors or lawyers in my congregation. These are hard-working people, Walmart working people, single parents who couldn't write a $5,000, $10,000 check, but that dollar they gave me was just as much. And that's why the stewardship over it, the trust of it, had to be transparent. And for 8 years, they were with me two storms, going through the ridicule and the criticism that some people can harshly say about how they feel about what you're going through. And this Sunday, we're celebrating them. It's going to give them a time for us to cry together, shout together, hug one another. But we're not denying people to be a part of that. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the 40 people. And I say that very proudly because Jesus took 12 and he discipled the whole nation. And in that 12, Darryl, he had a liar, he had a murderer, he had a thief, and he was able to be effective to make an impact. And so my 40, including me, ain't perfect, but we've been able to do just what you said, make an impact, an impression, kind of like someone punching a wall and leaving an indentation there. We want to be able to hit the community hard and leave a fingerprint of God that he's been here and that things are now getting ready to change. If you was hungry, you won't be hungry no more. If you're without, uneducated, we're going to give you the resources. And these people, these 40, have done that. And I'm super proud of them. So that this Sunday we will be celebrating.
Well, Pastor Will, I'm so proud of you. I remember when you first became a pastor here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church. And look where God is taking you from and to now.
Yeah, I designed that building. That was the first building I designed. Let's go back a little further, Dad. You recorded our wedding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you recorded our wedding, and so our history goes a little further than that. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about watching the people serve, and our children are excited about it. And so, just keep us in your prayers. I want you to, and I say this to both of y'all brothers, hold me accountable. If you find me not doing what I say I'm going to do, you have my permission to shake your finger in my face and say, brother, get back in line.
Pastor, that's rare that anyone would disrespect anybody of that nature. I mean,
but
it's out of due respect, and that's why I keep calling you pastor, because to me you're leading a congregation of people, and we have to, I just believe in respect. And I'm when people see me, and I used to say the same thing when old friends used to say, they used to see me in uniform as a police officer, they'd say, hey, Libby. They wouldn't say Officer McKinstry or Officer Darryl. They'd say Libby. And I say, oh, that's cool, man. They'd say, oh, I'm sorry, I should have called you Officer. I said, no, that's fine. I'm down to earth, and I'm not into titles or anything. But they still want to give me that respect because they see where I came from to where I am now. So I'm still going to give you that respect, regardless of, hey, people just, that's how we were brought up. I ain't gonna say, "Hey, old man,"
I feel the same way. Well, I appreciate that, but also know that, man, I love you, brothers. I love what you're doing, and we have that relationship. I think that we all need to be accountable to one another, and it's going to help me succeed for the people. That I have people around me that I trust that will say, "Hey, man, you missed the mark on this one, or you didn't do this, or I need you to look at that." My wife's grandfather has this phrase. He says, never claim to know everything, but hang out with people that know what you don't know. A lot of what I've been able to get done wasn't because I knew it all, but I had the right people around me at the table.
You're accomplishing a lot.
Surround yourself with good counsel.
There you go. And listen to them. Why are you going to have them at the table if you're not going to listen? At least listen.
That's correct. I'm a fun listener. I mean, I tell people all the time, they say, Darryl, you don't even talk while you're on the program. I said, well, actually, I like listening to people that wants to express or have an opportunity to express how they feel. sometimes this is
And
a
plus,
script.
you like them fussing at me.
It's not a matter of fussing. It's just people
Yeah.
just sometimes people just wants to vent, and I see this as a Thursday evening vent opportunity for people that won't and don't have anyone to vent to. Once again, we want anyone that have questions would like to call in. We're not going to hold Pastor because I know he got to get ready for tomorrow. Once again, if you'd like to ask questions or even just say congratulations, call in for a comment to Pastor David E. Evans. The number once again 310-6067 or 826-7661. That'll get you in contact with us. We'll hang around for another 2 or 3 minutes for Pastor before he get ready for tomorrow grand opening.
I would like to say congratulations on everything that you have going on this weekend. Everything that you got going on. Period. Congratulations, and I'm praying that everything is big and even bigger than your vision and your own mind.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I got so many inboxes about, sometimes people don't realize a good thing they miss until I got several people saying, "How can we can't find you? We can't find you," and that's what's going on. I'm typing and
they went to the YouTube and they still can't find.
Well, some of them just used to us being on the Facebook page, and that's what we're doing. But I'm gonna invite them.
Yeah, we got. I think we gotta start posting that YouTube link on the page so that they can know to go there as well. If they can't get on the new page. I really am sad that we didn't have our normal amount of people looking at us tonight, because everything you said tonight, I think, was very beneficial to anybody that was listening. It's inspirational, everything that you said tonight, especially what I was to me. I think you're right.
Well,
that'll be Lady T that you hear in the background. Yes. My wife helped me run this radio station. Yes, sir. Yeah, but I think that so many more people need to hear your message. Your congregation, you said do you have an older congregation or is it a younger congregation?
No, man, it's a good mixture. Now, I'm blessed to have some older members that they're spry enough and spunky enough that they walk with me, but I'm mature enough to know not to walk them too fast.
That's right.
And so we have a good mixture of older generation, and I'll be 53 this year, so I guess I'm part of the older generation. I don't know, but we have a good mixture of each one of those age groups, demographics. But let me say this: I say 40 members now. When I say 40, I count membership different than most churches. I'm not talking attendees. Our average church attendee is probably about 100 and something. Mm-hmm. But when you count membership, I have this phrase: I only count who I count on.
That's right.
So when you go to Walmart, you go and you shop. You're the consumer, but the people that work there are the contributors. They're the ones responsible for putting it on the shelf. So I count those that put the stuff on the shelf, not the consumer.
That's right. I understand.
And so I count those, and that 40 people is what we base our budget off of. And we go off of a 90-10% rule. 90% of what we brought in last year is what our budget is for the current year. We take 10% of it automatically and put it away for savings. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
we hear you.
and that way, if we consistently do what we did the previous year, we're constantly saving, being able to reach out and help people and buy land and buy property and recover cars from title loans and help folks save their house and get them financial education. That's what we've been able to do.
I really want a lot of other churches to kind of follow that template that you have going right now. Not saying I think that there's a lot of churches that do that help out, but like you said, there are some churches that been in existence 20, 30 years, and they still got the same rug in there, the same curtains, pews, books, everything. Nothing has really changed, but yeah, and they have buildings on it. Did you never see any new building? No new construction. And that's not me just trying to, just trying to come down on. I've been around for a few years myself, so that's just something that I've seen, and not just here. I've seen it other places that I've lived as well. So.
Right. Yeah. If God is not respect of a person, how come we can't deal with everybody else is doing? What are they doing so right and we're doing so wrong? If he's not respecting the person. Why is that? Person. Yeah. Yeah. Is it they don't he ain't treating them better than he's treating us. We need to be looking at our infrastructure. Yeah, we need to be looking at how we're disseminating and doing what we're doing. And vision. Absolutely right. And then the people in the pews as well. Everything that you do for the church, you don't have to charge the church to do it. I just said something right there.
That's right.
Because our brothers and sisters, our counterparts, they're gonna bring their bricks and their carpet. I had one white gentleman, who was doing something for the church. I said, "How much I owe?" You know what he said to me? He said, "I don't know how to charge God." He said, "How do I charge the person that blesses me?" And we can't even get musicians to play unless we pay them.
See, you finna start a whole nother conversation now, Pastor. You finna start
I'm not saying that they're not worthy of honorarium. But what happens when the church can't give you one, or you're moving from church to church for the highest honorarium?
Yes. Yes. It became, well, from my understanding.
Yeah, you have to bring me back. You have to bring me back on for that one. I didn't mean to open that up. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you how the resources that if we collectively come together as the body of Christ, there is no difference in what they build and what we build. There is no difference in what they can do and what we can do. I'm serious. It can be. I'm proof that it can be done. It can be done. And you got people who don't look like you will help you do. I had one church. This is a testimony. I had one church that I preached for, predominantly Caucasian church. Heard God speak through me, and immediately Darryl wrote us a check for $150,000. Says, "Brother, we need you on the front line, and we want to make sure you get in your building." Yes, another church I preached for, don't look like us, took their second Sunday offering and gave it to me. $30,000. because we had financial responsibility, stewardship, and transparency. They saw we were giving out book bags and feeding the hungry and helping people. And our language was not divisive. It was kingdom. Nobody raising a political flag, but the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm proof you got no excuse. It can be done.
That's a slogan. I'm proof you got no excuse. That's a t-shirt right there, pal. That's a t-shirt. Seriously, that is a t-shirt right there. I'm proof we have no excuse.
You print it up, pal.
That's a t-shirt.
We print them up and give them to them youth. We sell them. Watch this. Print them up, sell them, and put the money to the next youth conference.
There you go.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah. Print it up, and we sell them. We start promoting. We take that money and put it towards that youth conference, and we go into that youth conference debt free.
I'm proof.
You print it up. I tell you what. I got the first one. Lady T got the second.
You talking about the first shirt?
Yeah.
Oh man, listen. I'll buy 50 of them and sell them on Sunday and turn the money in for the conference.
I'm
just saying. I'm gonna get the first 2 shirts and whatever else I can do.
That's right. And we start donating that money towards the conference. There you go. Yep. And wear them during the conference. I'm proof you have got no excuse. Yep.
And I think a lot of people have that walking testimony type background behind us. I mean, I think a lot of time people could look and Mike, you can say, look where I came from, and you're proof. In other words, you're a walking testimony. You're a walking testimony.
Daryl, we do this show on a weekly basis. And of course, Lady T here tonight. But usually, I'm here by myself, and Daryl, you know, I'm visually impaired. Now, most folks don't know that I'm visually impaired because if you look at me, you can't tell. But I run this radio station, and that's the video side and the actual radio side being visually impaired. I had help getting this stuff started, and it was from a bunch of different people, not just African Americans, but Caribbean.
Right.
So everything you're saying, I when I got like to say cosign with.
Yeah. That's God. In Alabama.
Yes, sir.
In Alabama, a place that has a stronghold on change. Has a stronghold on change. This city has a history of not wanting to change. University of Alabama.
They fight it.
It's a demonic stronghold. Alabama was 20 years behind Birmingham. Birmingham was 20 years behind Atlanta.
That's right.
Excuse me. This city has a stronghold on change. And we ready for this? If you look at our communities are plagued in not wanting to change. They're fine if you go along with what they want to do. But until you start preaching change and do right and clean up and do this, they'll fight you.
That's right. That is absolutely right.
They'll fight you and look like you and fight you.
Mike sound like Mike about to shout over there right now.
I ain't mean that Lady T over there, but that's right though. What you gonna say?
Yeah. But see, what happens is what has to happen is that God. See, help never comes from within the city. That's within. Help never comes from within because the person that's in the city is already locked down with the city. But he has to bring people whose mindset is far beyond Tuscaloosa. Bring them together, give them a radio program to talk about stuff that everybody else is scared to talk about, to promote the change. Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. See, they want you to give it. They want, as long as you give it to them for free, they cool with it. We cool with it because it's free. But free is bondage because you don't own it. You didn't work for it. You didn't work for it. You didn't develop any maturity. You didn't pay no sweat for it. So you don't know how to sustain it. You got to work for it. And you got to have people in front of you that show you that if you work for it, you can't be stopped. You can have it. Anyway.
Well, Bishop, Pastor, we appreciate you coming on the program.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to tell people about your grand opening. It's been over a year now that you made the announcement that you're building a new church, and the ribbon cutting is on tomorrow. Once again, it's on tomorrow, and it's at 16357 Highway 69 South in Moundville, Alabama. That's Greater Faith Church here in Tuscaloosa. In Moundville, Alabama. We'll be having the ribbon cutting, and you're inviting the community to come out. Not just Hill County and not just Tuscaloosa. People from surrounding counties are invited to. Please come out and be a part of this amazing, miraculous opening that's going to take place on tomorrow, starting around 12 noon. And then on Saturday, April 23rd at 9 a.m., they will be having intercessory service with 4 lovely ladies, two from Mobile, one from Tennessee, Georgia Christian, Victoria Calhoun, Juliet Marshall, and Linda English. All will be there on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So they're asking that you come by for that also. And on April 29th, live concert with John P. Key. On that particular day, tickets on sale on Eventbrite. I don't have is it any particular link or anything, Pastor, for us?
I can send it to you. It's the Broken Tour, and I can send you the link to your phone.
Okay.
Probably that. Yeah.
We'll continue to post that and let people know about it up until April 29th. Also, sell it out. We want to sell it out and make sure people come out and enjoy evening of entertainment as well as a spiritual and gospel healing. This country this whole town need a healing right now, Pastor. I don't know. I don't know what a lot of people understand that healing that I'm talking about. But that healing I'm talking about is there's a lot of hurt going on. There's a lot of sickness going on internally, mentally, and financially. So this town alone need a blessing. It needs a blessing. But we definitely gonna have you back on the program for Teen Summit, and we'll talk about. I guess I had a show that I want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about it: the role of the first ladies. So your wife might as well get ready to get on the next one too, because that's something interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, well, my wife may not be a good candidate for that because she's never been the poodle type first lady. She's always been approachable, down to earth. She's I don't know. I'm gonna pray with you on that one. That's between you and her. Now she loves you, Dan, so you may be able to talk her into it. But she doesn't consider herself the cookie cutter type first lady. My wife is the musician of the church. She's more of a behind the scenes type person, the one that kind of keeps me lifted up. So she's very different, and we love her that way. The church loves her that way. But I'm sure if you ask her, she'll do it. If I ask her, she's gonna tell me no. But if you ask her, she'll probably do it.
Well, let me just put it this way: in you naming the many talents of First Lady of Greater Faith right then. So that's her role. Yeah. She's uplifting the pastor. She's the mother of the children. She's the mother of the children. She want to start nursing program, assistant program. She's the musician of the church. Yeah. So
hey, she's giving away cars. I remember we gave away 2 cars.
Yes.
We had a young girl that was going to college in no time. My wife gave her the title. She gave the title to her.
So that's what I mean about the role. So she's playing the role. It's regardless of what her role is. I think a lot of people when we look at pastors, sometimes we look beyond the wives, and the wives are really the helpmate that help you, that inspires you to keep going and doing what you need to do to make things happen. So
that's right. I tell people all the time, my wife is responsible for praying for David, so you can have a pastor. Because if you get David, you may not come to this church no more. Yeah, so.
Pastor, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to hold you long. Once again, we really appreciate you coming on and sharing this.
I'd like to say I thank you so very, very much for coming on with us tonight. Yes, sir. And I really enjoyed everything that you were saying tonight. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Bless you and your family, your lovely wife, and man, we pray that God bless you more than any man can do. All right. Thank y'all so much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Once again, we're here live on Community Conversations. If you'd like to be a part of this program, all you have to do is call us 205-310-6067. That'll get you in contact with us here on the program. Want to say, if you're looking on the screen, we just want to say happy anniversary to Lady T and Big Mike. What you thought I forgot?
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversry. Happy anniversary.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Veronica, I didn't know you were still on the phone. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been just listening.
Yeah. Happy anniversary, Mike and Lady T. And once again, another year's passed by. And look, I got your last year anniversary.
We're going to get it. We're going to come get it.
I got the gift card. Saturday going to be tough to catch up with me, but hey, we can catch up. We definitely going to see each other Sunday. We will see each other Sunday. So happy anniversary to you and Miss Lady T, Tasha Wilson. So since Veronica on there, is it best to say Tasha and Michael Wilson, or do we respectfully say Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Tasha Wilson? See, we finna start.
Definitely. Mrs. Tasha and Mr. Michael Wilson.
Mike, how do you feel about that, Mike? Why?
As long as it's no respectfully.
Y'all, I tell you, I don't want to start that tonight. I ain't gonna start that tonight.
All right, that's why I didn't say nothing.
I ain't gonna start that tonight. Because the reason I say that, here's my own personal story. Sonya and Daryl. Huh? Wait, say what? Wait a minute. Even if you want to do it alphabetical, Daryl D come before S. But I'm so used to saying hearing Daryl, Sonya and Daryl. Okay, so I'll let it go at that. We'll go that route.
Queen Sonya and King Daryl McKinney.
Look, at one time I would call the first man, as they say, okay, all right. Sonya and Dare. Okay.
She went to put the kibosh on that already.
All the way from the back room. But hey, I want to go ahead and
hey, Miss Sonya.
She in the back. She ain't went back now. She hear you though. She's listening.
You can't even just clear all that up.
Okay. And yes, I have the on the screen also. Lala, if you would like to call in and tell us about the upcoming say the date on Meet the Democratic Candidates. I do have that on the screen. If you would just join the conversation, 310-6067. And let's talk about
going on Saturday.
Yeah, this coming Saturday. And it starts at 10
o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 to 2.
So call in and tell us about that right quick. I don't know if this is a ADC or Alabama Democrat or NAACP.
Tuscaloosa County Democratic and ADC.
Okay, so this is
Alabama
sponsored by them.
Conference.
Okay, sponsored by them. And y'all, I'm sorry. We have a situation for governorship candidates. I guess it's automatically whoever wins between Linda Blanchard, Kay Ivey, and Tim James is going to be our next governor. So, because I still don't know who's a Democratic nominee for governor of Alabama. I don't know of one. I had seen a commercial. I see something. I seen something with an LEW on it.
Well, Veronica, did you say that they had one guy who was doing stuff on social media?
Mm-hmm. He does a lot of stuff on social media. His name, I still don't even remember his name.
That's like that's Chad something. It's not gonna get it just doing it on social media. Like you can't help but remember everybody that's been, all the Republicans that's been like I'm surprised they in the commercial on right now. To be honest with you. So hold on.
Those three rule WBRC 6 in the morning. They ruling Linda Blanchard, Tim James, and Kay Ivey. But Tim James, he's amusing. He said, "Come on now, y'all." Talking about the.
I still have about 5 Chad Martin. This is his name. I always forget his name. I just know his first name Chad Martin.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lala.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
We good.
Great interview with Bishop Evans.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to encourage everybody to come out Saturday. The Alabama Democratic Conference, in conjunction with the Tuscaloosa County Executive Committee, Democratic Executive Committee, is hosting a Meet Your Candidate event in Sokol Park. We're gonna have most of the candidates that are going to be on the Democratic primary ballot for the primary election, which is May 24th. Guys, this is an important election. This is where you pick who represents you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to come out and you need to meet some of these candidates. And I also want to say that Chad Martin will be speaking to the NAACP membership on Monday, and you're all welcome to come and listen to him as well. I like him. Veronica, were you there Saturday when he spoke? Were you?
I wasn't there Saturday, but I've heard him, and I've been a part of his group. I just always forget his last name. I just know his first name and his nickname. So, but I like him. I like him, but
I like him.
Yeah, I like
but
him.
I think we got 5 candidates for governor.
Yeah, it's 5 Democrats.
5 Democrats. Mm-hmm. maybe we can get together and put something together and have all 5 of them at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I would love
Mm-hmm.
to. I would love to. I definitely. If nothing but to get exactly where they stand with a lot of these issues. No one absolutely. I don't think anybody knows where any of the Democratic candidates for governor stand because don't nobody even know who most of them are. So you know, at least we gotta get their names out there anyway.
Well, we all know
Well,
Mr. Curtis Travis. He's a Tuscaloosa native. He's on the ballot along with Chris England and AJ McCampbell, Singleton.
look, I'm on the ballot.
You on the ballot too?
I'm on the ballot.
Okay. Well, hey,
I'll be running for State Democratic Executive Committee, District 70, female.
Listen, help me understand that particular portion of the ballot.
Sonya's on the ballot.
Oh yeah, Sonya said she's on that particular ballot.
Your wife on the ballot too.
But she ain't told me that.
Hey, you better start paying attention, girl.
Listen, I'm just listening. So tell me the importance of this particular part of the ballot.
So let's say like there's something that we want to push through, right? The legislature.
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to know how the Democrats, how we're leaning toward on a certain issue. That executive committee functions as a support system and an advisory committee for representing all Democrats in Alabama. We meet up in Montgomery for the state. Also, you get to vote on that ballot for the Tuscaloosa County Executive Committee members, right? Y'all, like I said, this is your advisory board. These are the people that are representing you on your local and your state level, right? So if there's something you want to take to Montgomery, you would seek out the person representing you and you would let them know. So, and then these are people, and let me tell you one thing that's important, an issue that we've had. When you put a person in a position because of popularity, and that person fails to show up, you put that entire committee, you put them at a standstill because we have a governing document, which is our bylaws, that says we can't even vote unless a certain percentage of you are there. So you will have people right around election time, you'll see them being very active, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then after the election, it's like they disappear. It's like dew in the morning. You go out, the grass wet. Then you go out in the evening, you can't even tell that it was wet that morning. So that's the reason why you have to have people that are dedicated, people who don't mind the sacrifice. Because I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a long time. And I see the same faces popping up when it's time for election. And you don't see them anymore until it's time for election again. And when people say, oh, it looks like they ain't doing that, well, you can't do anything because your representation ain't there. So it's important that we, especially as black people, stop voting on popularity. I ain't gonna call no names tonight, but y'all know who they are.
That's right.
Y'all know exactly who they are.
I ain't gonna say nothing either, Ms. Lala, because I don't want to get cut off.
I don't want to get cut off, so I ain't gonna say no name. But y'all know I will, and y'all know I really don't care how they feel.
Don't cut this page off yet. Let us make it the 2 hours.
The Copyright Act of 107 is strictly enforced for this program. The act of abuse is for educational information and political purposes only.
But seriously, There have been things that we wanted to do as a party that we could not do. There have been things that we might need to vote on that we couldn't even vote on because we didn't even have a quorum. And I can tell you we're consistent. It's consistent, the people who are not there. Even when, and let me tell you something that really pissed me off. Even during COVID, when we switched to Zoom meetings, you had people that couldn't even turn on their damn
Don't say it.
They couldn't even turn on the computer, turn off the camera. I'm talking about you sitting at the house. You ain't got to get up and go nowhere. And to me, that is so frustrating because we as a people, we are notorious for running to polls and voting because of popularity, because we don't know who our candidates are. And that's the reason why you need to come out and talk to these people. I promise you, and like I said, I ain't calling no names tonight, but I will before the election come up. It's some people on that ballot that's scary as hell when they start talking. They so scary, and I've been telling folks, yeah, y'all can run up there and y'all can vote for somebody because of this, that, and the other, skin color being one of them. But I'm telling you, you're gonna find yourself in hot. You're gonna be. It's gonna be bad for you. So I mean, I can't even say it enough. Come up and ask questions. If you got a candidate that can't answer a question, but tell you, but can't say, you know what, I don't know, but I think that's something I might need to know. I need to look at that and get back with you. That's the type of candidate you need. You don't need nobody just standing there just blowing smoke and just talking because they really don't know. Now, we both know you don't know, right? I know and you don't know, but you are not going to admit it. And then you wonder, why would somebody run for a position? Y'all, I ain't lying, these ain't even paid positions. So, and you really, you got to get it. You got to be going back and forth to Montgomery. You got to get up. We need help, and I'm bad about this myself, volunteering at the Tuscaloosa headquarters. I work all day. And to be honest, I'm tired on the weekend. But I know that Judy Taylor, who's the chair of the Tuscaloosa County Executive Committee, I know she needs help over there at the headquarters. And I did. I told when I talked to her, she called me. I said, Judy, I'm going to do better. Let me get through this semester. I'm going to do better. I can at least come over there a few hours out the day. But imagine if you had a full committee dedicated to doing what we have said that we'll do. And if everybody just donated a couple of hours a week, I mean, we don't have to. And another thing, people keep saying, and I've heard this just over and over again, well, I don't even know who the Democrats are that's running. I see the Republicans commercials. I ain't seen not one Democrat commercial. I said every single election, if it's one thing that the Republicans are better at, they do it. They gonna get behind their candidates. They gonna put their money behind their candidates. That's the reason why you ain't seeing no commercials of the Democrats, because ain't nobody donating no money. But they don't have any money. When I was talking to Chad Martin, the one thing he said, he lives in Enterprise. He said, every day when I get up, every time I get up and I go somewhere, it's $300. He said, it's gas. He said, it's a hotel room. And y'all know how much hotels are in Tuscaloosa, in Alabama.
That's right.
So, and he was like, if people could just give me $5, you know, $5 here, $5 there, y'all pass my hat around. You know, so when you go out there, if you got a few dollars, hand it to a candidate if you feel like if you leaning toward them, hand it to them. They help them to continue to go out and promote themselves and campaign because they don't have the money for the billboards. They don't have the money for the TV commercials. Y'all, somebody told me that Kay Ivey got a $750,000 donation. Y'all, this Alabama.
Shoot, she got $1.7 million sitting in the bank right now.
And let me tell you, I saw one commercial where she literally was sitting there tapping her fingers like she's like, oh, this a game of. She had money to pay to get on TV, do a commercial, and tap her fingers. Like she just let time go by.
Just being ignorant. Got called out by Maxine Waters.
And let me tell you something. Everybody should feel that it is ignorant, but you should feel insulted. Whether you Democrat, Republican, nonpartisan, whatever.
And then for her to do it, Lisa, for her to do it the way people have talked about her and disparaged her name and talked about the way
she already know.
All this kind of stuff. And you know, those same people are still backing and bankrolling her because she really has no competition. Tim James is your most competition. People still, you know what? People still hang on to what they dislike about Bob James. So Tim James is a well-known name, but she still really has no competition because you have certain people in positions of authority or financially wealthy who still hanging on to the dislike of his father.
That's the honest to God truth. But I think things are gonna get much worse. I think we're coming up on another housing crisis. Right now, people can't even afford houses. I mean, I don't know why I'm complaining because the equity I done got over the last year is unbelievable, right? But at the same time, I remember what it was like 25 years ago, and you trying to buy a house. It's hard just getting started, you know? And for a young person now, the average house in Tuscaloosa is what, over $200,000?
That's right.
That's right.
And that's what it is, Lisa. And that's what leaves people paying these high. What does rent look like being $1,600 and $2,000 in Tuscaloosa? What does Tuscaloosa have to offer that would say we're paying like this, or we have this going on, that going on? Yes, the rent is commanded to be $1,600 to $2,000 around here, but at the same time, people aren't in a position to buy.
And they didn't even want to raise the minimum wage to $10.
Right.
Remember when they were trying to get Tuscaloosa raise the minimum wage to over $10? So you
fought it hard.
Right now in Alabama, if you make a minimum wage in Tuscaloosa, you cannot even afford to live in Tuscaloosa without some form of assistance.
And they wonder why people, families living together. Children ain't leaving home.
Don't live in Tuscaloosa.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
they wonder why adult children are at home.
They at home because they can't afford to move. Now, mine listening, don't come back over here. Don't come back here. I'm just playing. I never helped you pay.
But you know what? But you know what? It was better though. A few years ago, you could afford to get out here. After all this happened, and they gave folks those stimulus checks, and now all of a sudden the chicken wings are in some places back up to $20. Some places might be $10. All this stuff started happening during a pandemic, and now you got Tuscaloosa with the average cost of rent in a decent area. Yeah, you may go somewhere you don't want to be in, then and pay $600-700 for a decent area. You at least $1,200 plus.
Yep.
Plus.
Rent in Tuscaloosa is like the moon wing on game day. On game day. Folks, your folks come from out of town and you be telling them don't stay there and then they be like, that's it. It can't be that bad. And you be like, oh, okay. But, it's just, I wonder, like, are people even paying attention to what's going on? And when the bubble finally bust, a lot of people a lot of people are going to find themselves at a real disadvantage because they ain't paying attention right now. And you just start with your representation. That's why it's so important. I say at every election, I don't care what election it is, I'm always saying there is no small election. Y'all better get out here and vote.
Yeah.
But they go. That's, to your point, Lala. I think that one of the main reasons why we've been having problems here lately is because we're not letting things just go and die. We have a habit of in this community of getting up in an uproar over something for about a week or two, and then it just completely dies. We completely forget about it, and we haven't been letting stuff go like that. We've been constantly talking about it, and I don't think people in certain positions like that.
I agree, but I'm gonna keep talking about it until election day, and I'm gonna scream it on election day. Do y'all remember? I'm gonna be like Michael Jackson. Do you remember? I'm gonna let them know. Yeah, they smiling right now. I mean, if you look at stuff, and I hate to get started back on the why. If you look at their timeline for completion, where it falls.
Election year.
Okay.
Election year.
Everybody look good, right? But y'all gotta remember that's not what the residents want.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
And they could be out there with the little shovels in the river, but we could be like, okay, remember y'all still inside the parking lot, that's still not the community.
Election year. That's exactly when it's gonna be supposed to be complete.
And if there's anybody listening that don't think that was not strategically done.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody in this group do. I can tell you this group is very smart. So yeah, everybody in this group know it was strategically done.
And
get too far ahead on that. Y'all don't forget to go and fill out the survey for
the survey. Exactly. Fill that survey out if you haven't. Please go ahead on and fill that survey out. So at least you'll feel like you had a part and your voice was heard, and they can't, but especially so they can't say, because this is what they count on. They count on you not filling it out.
That's right. So they can put what they want in there and say, we offered y'all a say. Nobody want to say that.
And nobody want to say anything.
And add, there is a meeting that we need to make sure people know about too. That's going to take place too.
On the 28th, right? Is it 28th, 20 or 29th? 28th.
And I think it's going to be at the McDonald Eve Center.
Oh, yeah, 6 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to try to have Tamika on here next week, hopefully before the meeting, and see. I don't know why it was such a. They said at least 1,000 people before this Friday or next Friday?
Before next Friday.
It is
next Friday. Before the 28th.
It was concerning to me too, Darryl, how fast the turnaround on that survey. It was almost as if last minute they decided we better do a survey. We better try. We want to look like we gave somebody else say.
I absolutely think that's what it was, and that's why they don't give you that much time to do it. I don't understand why you got to have a survey done now, and they ain't even broke dirt on it yet. So what's the hurry?
Well, the book on record is a 45,000 square foot building with an aquatic center.
Where they gonna put it at?
I'm not concerned. They ain't already named the location. So,
but what I'm saying is, if you go back there, ride back there, and I wonder, ride back there and tell me where they gonna put it at.
It's in the parking lot, starting right there on not Ash Street. Yeah, that's not Ash Street. Starting on that street, they're gonna take out the little playground area there, and from
okay, they're gonna take away the playground. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're gonna take all that little spot there up according to the drawing now. Like I said, I went over there right before we even got to that point, just to see and try to envision a 45,000 square foot building with an aquatic center and the parking in the parking that they want to have.
That part, Mike, I still don't see it. But you know, geometry was my strongest suit in school. So I said, well, Lisa, maybe you don't have a spectral ability to sit here and twist and turn and imagine how they gonna get it in here. But I'm like, you ain't gotta be smart. You ain't gotta be that smart to see ain't no room. But I'm gonna see what they do.
Yeah, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. But the record, what's on record is a 45,000 square feet building. Remember that now. Remember that. That's what our council person kept reiterating.
But what I remember was nobody said exactly. They said that's what the renderings. But when they said we hope to. They used language that gave them an out. I say that.
I agree with that.
So, but you know, this is everybody's opportunity to fill out the survey. Fill it out, guys. Take a moment and fill it out.
Yeah.
And let's see what jump. No.
The only question they asked in relation to the survey, I mean, what programs you won't offer? Well,
we want to serve the programs that we have now.
Definitely
programs to YMCA. That's what we want.
Definitely want to keep those in place, especially being the only citywide summer camp program. You know, year round. Matter of fact, they got a year round. They pick up kids from the schools. And I wonder, did they still need bus drivers? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I will ask that next week that they needed bus drivers. That was inbox to me too, that they needed bus drivers for the summer camp. It's jobs out here now. It's ways to make a little extra money on that part.
And I wonder why young people, when you tell them, you know, you might want to get a second job. Why young people like, man, you know, when we were young, we did some of everything.
They don't want to. I worked 3 jobs at one time, baby. I tell you what.
Well, I agree. Well, you know, I've seen some things that I'll say this: the young people is a whole different generation.
Indeed,
it's a whole different generation. I told somebody I used to work for $3.35 an hour. They looked at me like I was a man on 12 years a slave.
Hey, the same thing. I worked for $4.25.
The reason I would never. I'm like, yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Yeah.
Because that was money back then.
And all the overtime I could get.
All of it. You don't have to do wrong. Get up out of here.
Exactly. They'll tell you you gotta clock out. You gotta clock out. You don't got too much overtime. So, you know, and I understand that young people now can do a TikTok and make, well, I hear how much money they can make. I don't know. Maybe I ought to start doing me some TikToks.
You gotta figure out how to go viral.
Oh, I better keep my job.
I know what you know. I know what you can do. Go against slap somebody in particular. And you'll go viral. And you'll make that money. But now you're going to have some bail money.
Well, I be wondering about when you see the little reels with the little cameras in there. Mm-hmm. Now I'm wondering, like, why that never happened to me? I must have a look that just let me don't even try. So You see some crazy things, and I just wonder, like, where they do that at?
Right.
It's getting to be everywhere. Hey, Lala, you want to tell everybody, or are you ready to tell everybody about the Juneteenth festivity, or are you still in the planning stage?
We almost got it together. We're just trying to work on some entertainment pieces and see. I'm trying to pull in some young people to get their input, but I'm getting them.
Call me up there.
Huh? Okay.
Call me up there.
Sonny McKinstry has been a very great help. In the hopes that we could, this is going to be something that we have annually. We wanted to grow. We're looking for some great sponsorship. We want people to come out and have a good time. We really want this to be a day of celebration. You know, and we want people to come out. We don't want no violence. We want people to come out and enjoy each other. And what we want to do is show people that that are not black, some of the things that our culture have to offer, right?
Mm.
And that we're not always represented accurately by news media, right? A lot of times when you see stuff, you always see the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
They need to see us loving on one another. They need to see us being encouraging with one another. We need to see that. I think that's one thing our young people need to see. They want words of encouragement. They want somebody to tell them, you're doing good. I'm proud of you. Oh, look at you. And this is our opportunity to do that. That's something we should do every day. Speak words of encouragement and endearment. But really, we want to dote on young people. And we really want to have something for everybody, right?
Right.
Yes.
One thing that I'm really digging right now that I'm doing, and this is just me, is going back, diving into my family genealogy, right? And it's so interesting as we trace our family history. I think that's something that everybody needs to get into Juneteenth, on Juneteenth or around Juneteenth. Look at your family history, right? Mm-hmm. Look at where did y'all originate from? Are you descendants of slaves? There's a bill right now. There's a committee that has been put together where they're looking at reparations for descendants of slaves. You might have to prove. Y'all remember when they gave that for money out for farmers, black farmers?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say like reparations, they do offer blacks that were descendants of slaves reparations. You're going to have to prove that you're a descendant from a slave. So,
and not many people can prove that, but it's going to be some other folks proving that they are. Some of them Thomas Jefferson like what's going to be proving it.
Hold on. Veronica, say it again.
The Thomas Jefferson folks going to be proving it because that's the first thing out of their mouth when they thought he might become
the Irish. The Irish.
They going to prove it.
You're going to have people getting money and people are going to be upset, but I will say this. It's going to be no fault of anybody other than yourself if you can't prove that you are a descendant of slaves. And guys, sometimes it's a few clicks and a few hours of work. That's what it is. You put your family tree together, and you document this. There's a great genealogist that I was introduced to in pre-COVID. I was literally going around to different genealogy workshops. I couldn't tell you where in Alabama we were, but I tell you I was scared. So that lets you know just how deep in the country we were. And we met at this old general store, and I was sitting next to this lady. And she, as I was telling her who my people were, and I was telling her what I had found so far, she said, I'll be right back. I have something in the car for you. And I'm like, you got something in the car for me? So this lady during the summer month, just she said she'll get in her car and just ride. And when she see a family reunion, she'll just stop and start documenting certain things, going out talking to people, talking to the elders, really. And she gave me so much information. She said, these people are related to you. And I could not believe that these people are related to me. And just to show you how bad it is, I have a Facebook friend that ever since I've been on Facebook, he's been my friend. He posted a picture a few months ago, and I said, that's my aunt in that picture. And so I inboxed him, and he said, that's my grandma.
What?
And so I was like, I sent him a picture with her in it. I said, that's me in the picture with your grandma. And we'll come to find out, his grandmother and my grandfather were sisters and brothers. That's sad. It was, I felt excited, but then afterwards, I was really sad and kind of ashamed that here I am liking pictures and commenting on posts, and this one of my cousins.
Yep. I'm gonna be honest with you, like that didn't happen a couple of times. I know of stories where people went to family reunions and
I know them too.
And found out that they didn't mess around and dated a cousin.
I know of a couple that met, went to a family reunion, or one of them, and found out that they were sisters and brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the things that, like when you think about Juneteenth, you think about family, you think about heritage. We want to touch on some of all of that. So, and just make sure that each year that somebody walks away with something that that's meaningful to them. We're gonna have a parade. The parade is gonna go down to Palmore Park, where we're gonna have entertainment. We're gonna have something, and like I said, when I say entertainment, something for everybody. But I really hope that a lot of people join in and make it a success. Of course, the NAACP is spearheading, but this is for the city of Tuscaloosa. This is for our community. And I'm making sure that everybody, that there's something for everybody, but people that's going to be represented on the committee, these people are dedicated to making this success, and all of them don't look like us, but we all have the same common goal, right? So that makes it all good with me.
Yep. Sometimes you find your greatest help from those that don't look like you.
Sad but true. Sad but true.
So basically, the goal is what's important, the common goal.
And if we're gonna move, even as what I will say is, the things that have been most traumatizing to me were not done to me by white people. It was done to me by people that looked like me and people that I thought were dear to me. So we need to learn to come together as a people and learn to support one another. And we done talked about it on the show before, whereas if I don't like you, I'm gonna keep information from you. If I know something, I'm putting it on Facebook for everybody to know. If it's some money out there, I was calling everybody, when they was doing, the state of Alabama was doing relief grants, and they were giving businesses $20,000 grants. I'm calling everybody. Look, everybody saying, look, you got a business? Look, go over here and fill this information out. Yeah, you got to get all your W-2s and stuff out. and there was a few people that said, I don't think it's real. Child, it was real when that money started hitting them accounts. You hear me? And here's the thing, if you had multiple businesses, you could get the money for each business. But, and of course it was first come, first served. When the money ran out, it ran out. But you know, I wasn't thinking like, oh, if I tell so-and-so, the other people might not be able to get. No, you tell everybody. Yeah. Because everybody was struggling during COVID. People still struggling from COVID.
Right.
That's right. You got businesses still shutting down because they're not, even though there was a lot of resources out there, they just didn't have enough to overcome, whatever happened during COVID. So, we got to be better, but we definitely got to be better about that. And I heard that there was another job fair coming up at Shelter State Community College. Mm-hmm. Have y'all heard of that one?
No, it's around that time of year. I didn't know that it was time, or I didn't know that it had been scheduled yet, but they usually have one during this semester around this time.
Yeah, I saw a flyer about that. And when I get more information, I make sure everybody get it. Because people are hiring, y'all. There's no excuse for you to say that you ain't got no job right now. And I understand that there's certain things that you may not want to do, but if it's one thing I tell young people, you do what you need, what you got to do until you can do better.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know why it's easier to get a job with a job.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Don't nobody want nothing that nobody else don't want.
And I think that's the rationale behind it. But I found that over the years, and I'm a little seasoned than most, that, it's easier to get a job when you have a job.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, that seems to be a true statement. A person that's working can get a job faster than a person that's not.
And there seems to be some type of stigma attached to the fact that you're not working. Why aren't you working?
Here's from a business owner perspective. The person that's working and trying to find another job more than likely going to be more dependable and consistent.
I agree with that.
That's just the way I can see it, because especially if an older person in their 40s, 50s, and they say they're looking for a second job, well, that person got accountability for something. They got responsibility. They got car notes, insurance, house note, mortgages, and stuff like that. So they have a mission, going out to a club and missing, on Saturday when the company needs you, and there's a concert going on. That man going to work. He ain't worrying about going to the concert. He going to work. That man or that woman. So that's the thing I find behind a person that's looking for a second job, already working a full-time job, more accountability to them, and they got responsibilities that they're going to show up more than likely if you need them. Hey, I've seen where some guys say, hey, I just got off, but if you need me, I'll still come. So, them the kind of people you want.
Well, what's funny is when I was younger, and I know this is true of me and the little crew I used to run with, we could go out and party all night, but we had our work clothes in the trunk. And if we had to catch us a nap in the parking lot, we were gonna be at work.
I'll be honest with you. That was about 20 years ago. We can't do that no more.
No, you can't do that. I went in. I'm not advising that anybody about it. I'm just talking about the difference in the work ethic.
I understand because I did the
Work
same
ethic.
thing.
Work
You
ethic.
try to do that stuff now, your eyes and everything else gonna fall out your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't stay up past 12 now.
But I think we could do that back then because we were just much younger. We were younger and it's past my bedtime right now.
Mm-hmm.
You right.
Yeah. We're about
I'm
5
there
minutes.
on calling.
It's about 5 minutes. We're about 3 minutes away from calling. Hey, but it feels good to know that we didn't have no interference. Everything sounded good. Everything was going good. I hate.
We ain't talking about nothing really controversial.
Well, I still think.
I think also too that we got to get out the new show. We got to let folks know. Probably to go to the YouTube channel. It would probably be the easiest thing to do. And that way,
publicly,
we won't ever have to worry about Facebook deciding that we spreading false narratives.
Yeah.
So I guess anybody that want to share the link to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll start advertising that every week also. But I think keeping it private, it certain people reported this, and they, of course, they ain't gonna never tell you. Say we were doing some spreading false information.
Wow. I don't doubt that one bit.
Well, that's what shut us down. Was somebody said that we were spreading false information.
I don't doubt it. I mean, it sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. It sounds familiar. And it's sad that people will sit up and perpetrate a false narrative and resort to something like that to try to keep people from discussing what they believe to be the truth. Mm-hmm. But hey, Facebook put me in jail for being violent. Facebook jail because I put up a picture of somebody hanging from a tree that came from a history book. Wow. Somebody said that I was spreading violence, promoting violence. It depends on who makes the post. The punishment for post. Punishment depends on who makes the post.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody was more offended than the person hanging from the tree. So, I know people. I say that to say that I know people report stuff. That how should I say this? That paint them or people like them in a negative light. They can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. It's a laugh movie, but it's true. But it's funny because they could go on other shows, and I ain't calling no names tonight because I ain't trying to get kicked off. And they can say whatever they want to say and spread false narratives. But, it ain't even syndicated, so it really don't matter.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Hey, we appreciate it. Hey, we glad it worked tonight. Tuesday, we'll talk. I see conversation about this gun violence is taking over America. They calling this a pandemic. What is it? Violence pandemic going on. They say in Baltimore, Maryland, one person is dying every day from gun violence. They ain't had 100 homicides in Baltimore, Maryland since this year. 100 homicides. We'll talk more about it.
Well,
Go ahead.
I've been this semester. I taught a criminal justice class. And the one thing that we see is not just across America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about young people and committing crime. This is something that is global, right?
Right.
We talk about what go on in Tuscaloosa because what go on in Tuscaloosa directly impacts us. But the one thing that seems to be apparent across the world is the areas in which this happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always your low economic area.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Right.
We don't hear about, here in Tuscaloosa, we don't hear about gun violence in the 06.
06.
You would think that the crimes don't even happen in the 06.
06, 03. 06, 03.
And this not to say that I'm not saying that crime does happen over there. I'm just saying if it do, we don't know anything about it. But I saw something real disturbing to me as I was coming back in town last weekend. And that was around 2 o'clock in the morning when I came down to Skyland Boulevard. At the Shell station, I think that's a Shell station on the corner right there in front of Academy Sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Shell.
Between that Shell station and that Academy Sport, there had to be at least 70 to 80 vehicles out there. I mean, it looked like when you know how you see the sign, no loitering, and you like, what in the world they got that sign up there for? Now I know why they had that sign up there.
It used to be
y'all, it was all our young people.
It used to be at the Kangaroo right there on Skyland in McFarland at one time.
And I got video of it because it was news to me. Now someone told me that that was common.
That's normal.
That would never happen in other areas of Tuscaloosa.
It used to be like that at the Kangaroo on McFarland and Skyland. I guess they call it the after club meetup.
Oh, is that what they call it?
I think so.
Yeah, they used to do it over on off 10th Avenue at the gas station over there as well. It's certain places that you'll see a bunch of cars. It used to be in most of these car washes, they'll pull up in the car wash. It'll be
that many cars.
I've seen on Skyland and McFarland, they had the police to come and direct traffic to leave. I mean, getting them out of the parking lot.
Well, okay, so I don't know. I guess I'm not normally out that time of morning. I put it like that. So if it is happening, if it does happen frequently, I wouldn't know anything about it. Like I said, I was coming back into town. But that was that I was like, okay, I can see now. Because you're wondering when you hear about things like, well, what are they doing? Where are they at? How did this happen? Like you hear about something happen early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I guess because of my age, I'm like, why these people ain't at home? But if that's what the young people do, then I was like, okay, that was kind of, that was very surprising to me.
We'll talk about it It goes on. We'll talk about it on Tuesday, y'all. We appreciate everybody that chimed in and found us here on Community Conversations right here and on Sound Booth Radio TV, 106.1 and on YouTube. So we will be publicly being viewed on YouTube, and we'll be broadcasting from the private page of Community Conversations. Those of you like that have friends that would like to be invited to the show or want to request, all they have to do is request become a member of Community Conversation, and we'll go from there. Hey, that's it.
Also, keep in mind that it's not giving out y'all the alerts right now. So just remember that we go on at 8 o'clock.
Right. I'll go into settings.
I made sure to have it set yesterday. So I was waiting, and I just tried to reset it again. Hopefully that'll work this time.
Okay. I'll look and see if I got anything blocked on that part. Some of this, I learned a lot of stuff just opening this Facebook deep into it. I learned a lot. So we'll talk on Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Community Conversations, right here.
Oh, what about Sunday? I'm sorry, there. Lisa.
Yeah, we'll be there.
She gone? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's it, and that's where we at. Y'all have a great weekend.
This is 6 o'clock right now.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Lisa, are you coming to that?
I think so.
I think we lost.
Yeah. Okay. I think she gone. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Now, Lisa,
have a good night.
Okay. Y'all too. Bye bye.
All right.
Head on down to Archibald and Woodrow, some of the best barbecue in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, y'all. Right off of 4125 Greensboro Avenue, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 35405. You can hit them up at 205-331-4858. Also, you can find them at their other location, 1211 Martin Luther King Boulevard, Northport, Alabama, 35476. 205-345-6861.
Tastes so good, make you want to slap your mama.
Bubba Love Car Wash and Detail. Looking for a dependable car wash and detail that will take care of your needs with great service? Bubba Love is your place. Located next to Crips and Style Cuts at 3500 MLK Jr. Boulevard, Tuscaloosa. Whoa, slow it down. Let me talk to you. If you're ready to ride clean, just pull up on the scene. Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Tuesday, $5 off for seniors. And if you're a college student with ID, you get the same. Look at there. Clean. Come on by and let Bubba Love lay hands on your ride. My